impact of the coronavirus and COVID-19 to the US hotels is bad. As you can see, even today's hotels is tomorrow's coronavirus hospital. Hyatt announced furloughs. There's cuts. Hilton furloughs employees, salaries reduction, and even in the Marriott, very bad. And you're going to watch some news articles on Marriott now.
While the coronavirus continues to affect the economy, today Marriott announced it will begin furloughing tens of thousands of employees.
The company also says the employees will not be paid during this time.
This is not great news for Central Florida. Marriott and other hotel chain CEOs spoke today about how COVID-19 is hurting business.
The bulk of our hotels in the major cities are closing as we speak. I think the issue with that, sorry to interrupt, Mark, Mr. President, is that when our owners are running 8-9%, as I said, we're shutting hotels. So all of those employees are being furloughed or laid off right now, day by day.
News 6's Nadine Yanis joins us live now from Orlando Marriott World Center. And Nadine, what are you learning?
Well, you just heard from those hotel owners meeting with President Trump that many of them are running at single-digit occupancies around the world. I also just got off the phone with our tourism expert, a retired UCF professor, and he tells me that we're absolutely going to feel the impacts of these furloughs right here in Central Florida and other big tourist destination areas. These concerns reaching the ears in Washington, D.C. today.
Real quick question regarding Marriott Corporation. It announced that it is furloughing thousands of individuals because of the impacts of the coronavirus. Will your legislation help those individuals?
I hope so. That's one of the reasons why we got to act very quickly, because we understand, whether it's the airlines, hotels, for good reasons to protect the United States on medical issues. These businesses are shut down, and the president wants to make sure, as I've said, we will use all the powers we have.
As the federal government is working to help out Americans through the coronavirus, tens of thousands of Marriott employees will not be working at all. This, according to multiple media reports, the largest hotelier is furloughing employees. In a statement to CNN, Marriott said it's seen a significant drop in demand. CNN reporting the company employs 130,000 people in the United States and intends to rehire many of the furloughed employees once the virus is contained. This as the coronavirus has halted tourism here in Central Florida. According to experts, tourism makes about 20% of our local economy. Labor, 50%. Retired UCF professor and tourism expert Dr. Duncan Dixon says unfortunately he wasn't surprised.
You hear the national media talking about, well, people can work from home. Well, servers can't work from home. Front desk clerks can't work from home. Banquet people can't work from home.
And so we're asking the question of what the impacts to the Marriott employees will be here in Central Florida. Marriott not releasing a statement to us quite yet, but Dr. Dixon says that he believes that other hotels will soon be following suit, especially after we just heard that roundtable that those hotel owners had with the president saying that, again, that they're running on single-digit occupancy. Nobody staying in hotel rooms. Will have more from that roundtable. And whatever we can find out on the impact here in Central Florida at 5. Back to you.
Hello, Marriott Associates. I'm here to give you an update on the impact of coronavirus, or COVID-19, on our business and the steps we're taking to respond to it. Because of the profound impact COVID-19 is having on so many of us around the world, this is the most difficult video message we have ever pulled together. Our team was a bit concerned about using a video today because of my new bald look. Let me just say that my new look is exactly what was expected as a result of my medical treatments. I feel good, and my team and I are 100% focused on overcoming the common crisis we face. Now let's talk about that crisis, COVID-19. Let's start with the health challenge itself. Across our company, the number of COVID-19 infected associates is low, and I'm grateful for this. I want to acknowledge the associates who are dealing with it as a patient, a parent, family member, or friend, and the hundreds of Marriott colleagues who are at this minute quarantined. Our well wishes and thoughts are with all of you. In terms of our business, COVID-19 is like nothing we've ever seen before. For a company that's 92 years old, that's borne witness to the Great Depression, World War II, and many other economic and global crises, that's saying something. But here are the facts. COVID-19 is having a more severe and sudden financial impact on our business than 9/11 and the 2009 financial crisis combined. The worst quarter we had in those earlier crises saw a roughly 25% decline in hotel revenues on average across the globe. In this case, which began in Greater China in January, we quickly saw a 90% decline in our business in China. In the 2 months since, we have seen COVID-19 extend to the rest of the world. In most markets, our business is already running 75% below normal levels. The principal challenge we face is obvious. Governments all around the world are taking the steps to contain COVID-19. The restrictions on travel, gatherings of people, and required social distancing is having an immediate impact by depressing demand for our hotels. As a result, we have hotels around the world that can't operate without incurring substantial economic losses and risking permanently their ability to reopen when this gets behind us. This has caused hundreds of hotels to close or start the process of closing until such time as demand begins to return. Given these circumstances, we've been forced to take proactive steps to respond to the crisis and are putting into place business contingency plans globally. While pieces of these continent contingency plans vary, given the differences in local laws and the geographies where we operate, certain elements are universal. We've worked to take controllable costs out of the business, like suspending all non-essential travel. We have paused all new hires, with the exception of a small number of mission-critical positions. We have stopped all hotel initiatives for 2020 and have gone dark on our brand marketing and advertising during this period. Both Mr. Marriott and I will not be taking any salary for the balance of 2020, and my executive team will be taking a 50% cut in pay. Above property around the world, we are moving to shortened work weeks, and in the U.S., we are also putting in place temporary leaves for at least the next 60 to 90 days that will impact most associates at our headquarters and above property locations. At the property level, contingency plans vary by geography and hotel occupancy rates, but for open hotels include closing food and beverage outlets, reducing staff, and closing floors of hotels. More details about these actions and what they mean will be shared through local HR teams. If there is any good news visible today, it is the signs of early recovery in Greater China. China appears to have succeeded in reducing the spread of COVID-19 through strong counteractions. China is now bringing manufacturing back online, and we are seeing some early signs of lodging demand begin to return. If this holds, it may bode well for the course of this epidemic in other parts of the world. In 2 weeks, I will mark my 8th anniversary as CEO, a position I accepted on the heels of 2 legends in hospitality. As a leader, I've experienced so many wonderful highs and a good number of challenging lows. I can tell you that I have never had a more difficult moment than this one. There is simply nothing worse than telling highly valued associates, people who are the very heart of this company, that their roles are being impacted by events completely outside of their control. I've never been more determined to see us through than I am at this moment. While it's impossible to know how long this crisis will last, I know we as a global community will come through the other side, and that when we do, our guests will be eager to travel this beautiful world again. When that great day comes, we will be there to welcome them with the warmth and care we are known for the world over. As I close, I encourage you to please take care of yourself, your friends and family, and the community around you. I wish you good health and a sense of optimism. Together, we can and we will overcome this, and we'll thrive once again. Thank you, and be well.